Have you ever wondered why, even after achieving so much, you still feel empty inside? Do you sometimes feel lost in your own thoughts, tangled in fear, expectation, or regret? Is your heart weary from constantly trying to control what can't be controlled? What if true peace doesn't come from fixing your life, but from seeing through the illusion of the one trying to fix it? What if your deepest suffering is not caused by the world, but by the mistaken belief that there is a solid you fighting against it?
The heart of the perfection of wisdom, Prajñā Pāramitā, is not a teaching to be understood with the mind, but a direct pointing to the silent wisdom that already lives within you. It does not offer more concepts to grasp, but reveals the emptiness of all grasping. Let us now return to this sacred wisdom. Let us listen not just with the ears, but with the stillness of being. Here is the essence of Prajñā Pāramitā, the distilled essence of awakened seeing. The essence of Prajñā Pāramitā, the core of transcendent perfect wisdom, completely liberated. Edited and completed by Bhikkhu Tichtue Hai on August 8, 2019, based on the Sanskrit-Vietnamese translation by Milam Sudana. Homage to the fully enlightened one, the omniscient. The noble Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, while deeply abiding in Prajñā Pāramitā, clearly saw that the five aggregates are all empty in their nature, thus transcending all suffering. Shariputra, form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. Form is not other than emptiness, and emptiness is not other than form. What is form is emptiness. What is emptiness is form. Sensation, perception, mental formations, and consciousness are also like this. Shariputra, in this very moment, all phenomena appear from the nature of emptiness. No arising, no ceasing, no defilement, no purity, complete and perfect just as they are. Therefore, Shariputra, in this nature of emptiness, there is no form, no sensation, no perception, no formations, no consciousness, no eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, or mind, no sights, sounds, smells, tastes, touch, or mental objects, no eye consciousness realm, and so on, up to no realm of mind consciousness. There is no knowledge, and no ignorance, no ending of knowledge, and no ending of ignorance, up to no aging and death, and no end to aging and death. There is no suffering, no cause, no cessation, no path, no wisdom, and no attainment. Therefore, the awakened beings, relying on Prajñā Pāramitā, manifest naturally and spontaneously, with hearts free from all obstruction. Because their hearts are without obstruction, they are free from fear, transcending all illusion and delusion, reaching the ultimate nirvana. All Buddhas of the past, present, and future rely constantly on Prajñā Pāramitā and thereby realize the supreme, perfect enlightenment. Therefore, know this. Prajñā Pāramitā is the great wisdom, the wisdom of great awakening, the unsurpassed wisdom, the incomparable wisdom, transcending all delusion and suffering, utterly true and not false. Thus, proclaiming Prajñā Pāramitā is the direct manifestation of ultimate reality. Gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhisvaha. Gone, gone, gone beyond, gone utterly beyond. Awakening. So be it. The essence of Prajñā Pāramitā ends here. Now, let us begin to unfold the wisdom gently hidden within these sacred words, not to explain them, but to sit beside them in silence, to feel their resonance, and to allow the deeper knowing in you to awaken. Each line of the essence of Prajñā Pāramitā is like a drop of light falling into the still waters of your being. We are not here to dissect truth, but to open to it, to breathe with it, to remember what we are beyond name, thought, and form. So let us begin, step by step, word by word, into the boundless clarity of Prajñā Pāramitā, homage to the fully enlightened one. Before wisdom can bloom, the heart must first grow quiet, like a still lake waiting for the reflection of the moon. Homage is not a ritual. It is a gentle shift, from ego to openness, from narrow perception to vast awareness. When we bow in reverence to the fully enlightened one, we are not turning to someone outside of us. We are awakening to a pure and silent presence within, a light without name or form, quietly witnessing all our pain, all change, all striving. In this act of sincere bowing, we let go of the burden of becoming. We release the grip of control. And in that letting go, a door silently opens, the door of awareness recognizing itself. Why do we bow? Not to worship something outside of us, but because we are tired. Tired of carrying the weight of I. Tired of trying to fix, prove, control, and become. Imagine you've been holding a heavy stone on your back for years. You forgot what it feels like to stand upright, to breathe freely. That stone is the belief in a separate self. I have to do everything. I have to protect myself. I have to find peace. But when you bow, truly bow, you drop the stone. You say, I don't need to carry this anymore. And in that very moment, your energy changes. It softens. It flows again. It returns to stillness, just like a muddy river clears when you stop stirring it. Just like the sun shines through when the clouds part. Wisdom arises when the self falls silent. So don't just bow with your body. Bow with your fear. Bow with your pride. Bow with every wound that says, I am separate. And let it all fall. Let the false weight fall. Let yourself disappear into the stillness that's always been waiting. In that sacred moment of bowing, the chaotic waves of identity dissolve. The field of awareness begins to align with the universal intelligence, the silent presence we call Buddhahood. You are not bowing to an image outside. You are attuning to the awakened frequency already living within your subtle body, a light that holds no name, no history, no striving. Without reverence, your energy remains turbulent, stuck in grasping, judging, seeking. But with one deep, sincere bow, you enter coherence. And coherence is the gateway to prajna, the knowing beyond thought, the clarity beyond self. So let the bow be real. Let it come from the marrow of surrender, because in that surrender, the door opens, and the light recognizes itself. Without reverence, there can be no prajna wisdom. Without stillness, there can be no seeing of emptiness. Avalokiteshvara did not observe reality through intellect, but from a space of deep silence, a place where there was no longer a self trying to understand, only awareness gently witnessing life as it is. He did not reject the body, nor deny emotions, nor suppress thoughts. Avalokiteshvara simply looked deeply into each of the 5 skandhas: form, feeling, perception, mental formation, and consciousness. And he saw clearly, nowhere in them is a fixed I to be found. The body is breathing, but no one is doing the breathing. Feelings rise and fall, but there is no owner of those feelings. Thoughts appear, but there is no true thinker behind them. Everything flows, like a river, and no one is standing in the middle of it. In the moment when awareness stops identifying with what arises, he saw the deepest truth. There is no me to be wounded, no self to suffer, only appearances coming and going within the quiet, open space of emptiness. And so, the roots of suffering, which were always tangled in the illusion of self, dissolved on their own, like clouds fading into a vast sky. There is no need to fight suffering, only to see clearly. There is no one truly suffering. This is true freedom, not achieved through effort, but revealed through gentle, fearless seeing. What does it mean to enter Prajna? It is not to run away from life. It is to look deeply into life, not with fear, not with the mind, but with an open field of awareness where nothing is held, nothing is pushed away. When Avalokiteshvara entered this state, he was not seeking answers. He was not trying to fix suffering. He simply rested in the stillness of presence and looked directly into the 5 Skandhas: form, feeling, perception, mental formations, consciousness. Each of these is an expression of energy. The body is vibrating energy. Emotions are waves of energetic charge. Thoughts are electric signals moving through the brain. Perceptions and mental habits are conditioned patterns, stored in the energetic field like grooves in a record. But he saw something deeper. There was no owner of any of it, no self inside managing it all, no solid center. Imagine standing beside a river. Water flows, leaves float by. Sometimes the water is calm, sometimes it crashes. But do you try to grab it? Do you scream at it to be still? That's what we do with thoughts, feelings, and identity. We grasp them. We identify with them. And the moment we do, our energetic field contracts. The flow becomes blocked. Tension arises. Suffering begins. But Avalokiteshvara simply stood still. He did not step into the river of thoughts. He just watched. And in that gentle, unwavering presence, he realized, this river flows, but there is no one in it. This body breathes, but no one is breathing. This pain rises, but there is no solid me being hurt. And in that moment, something miraculous happened. The whole system relaxed. The energetic tension we call suffering dissolved, not because it was solved, but because it was never personal. Like a cloud, realizing it was never separate from the sky. The illusion of self quietly vanished. So listen, you don't need to fight your pain. You don't need to control your thoughts. Just stop standing in the middle of the river. Let things flow, feel everything, own nothing, and you will taste the freedom Avalokiteshvara realized. Not freedom from pain, but freedom through the recognition that there is no one to be imprisoned by it. O Shariputra, right in this very moment, form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. Let's start simple. Form is anything that has shape, appearance, or can be sensed. Your body is form. Your thoughts are form. Emotions, also a kind of subtle form. Energy taking shape. A sound, a smell, a memory. Those two are forms appearing in your awareness. Form is what the mind grasps. It says, this is my pain. This is my body. This is who I am. But let's look deeper. Imagine a glass of water. Now drop a little dye into it. The color spreads. It's beautiful, moving, alive. But does the color ever become separate from the water? No. This is emptiness. Emptiness is not a void. It's the space that holds everything without becoming anything. In energetic terms, emptiness is pure spacious awareness, the silent field in which forms arise, move, and dissolve. When you think, I am angry, a form, anger, is arising. But if you pause, you'll see. The anger is a temporary wave. It vibrates, it peaks, then it fades. Now ask yourself, where did it come from? And where did it go? It came from space, the space of your awareness, and it dissolved back into that same space. Nothing stayed. No self was hurt. Only movement happened. Form is emptiness, because everything you touch, think, feel has no solid core. It is energy, moving. Emptiness is form, because that very spacious awareness is what gives rise to form, just like still water gives rise to ripples, just like silence gives birth to sound. Let's take a real-life example. You're walking, and someone suddenly insults you. Form arises, a voice, a sound wave, then a reaction, tension in the body, heat in the face, thoughts like, "How dare they?" But pause. Look closer. Are you the sound they made? No. Are you the heat in your face? No. Are you the thoughts that fired up? No. You are the space in which all of that appeared and will soon disappear. If you don't grab it, if you don't say, "This is happening to me," that grabbing is where suffering begins. But the seeing is what sets you free. So what is freedom here? Not in running away from form, not in fighting thoughts or emotions, but in seeing clearly that no form is permanent, no thought defines you, no emotion is who you are. They arise from space, dance for a moment, then return to space. And that space, your true nature, has never been touched, harmed, or broken. Form is born from spaciousness, and spaciousness holds all forms, without effort, without fear. This is not a theory. It is what anyone can see right now, if they stop identifying with what passes through them. O Shariputra, right in this very moment, all phenomena are arising from signlessness. They are neither born nor destroyed, neither impure nor pure, perfect and complete as they are. Let's begin with this. What is a sign? A sign is any mental label you place on reality. This is good. This is bad. I'm angry. She hurt me. This moment is not enough. A sign is the mind's way of grabbing onto experience, turning a living process into a frozen identity. But in truth, nothing in this universe carries a fixed label. No sound is permanently beautiful. No emotion is always painful. No self is ever truly solid. Signlessness means energy is flowing, but you're no longer trapping it in names, roles, or stories. Real-life example. You're watching the clouds. One cloud looks dark and heavy. Another is light and golden. Your mind says, "This one is bad. That one is beautiful." But the sky doesn't care. It doesn't hold on to any of it. The clouds come and go, shapes changing, disappearing. But the sky never judges, never grasps. You are the sky, not the cloud, not the shape, not the storm. When Avalokiteshvara saw this, Avalokiteshvara realized nothing is truly born, because everything is just passing energy. And if nothing is born, then nothing truly ends. This means no feeling needs to be erased, no past needs to be fixed, no thought needs to be pushed away. Everything is allowed to appear, move through, and vanish into the field of presence. Energetically, what does this do? When you stop grasping at signs, your energy softens. The contraction of me, trying to manage everything, begins to dissolve. What's left is a natural openness, a quiet, clear field of being. Even sadness becomes gentle in this space. Even fear becomes light, because you no longer say, "This is mine." You see, this is moving through. And so, freedom is not achieved through effort. It arises when the grasping stops, when you let emotions be movement, thoughts be clouds, and the self be just another appearance. signlessness reveals itself. And in signlessness, everything becomes sacred. Because you are no longer trying to make life different from what it is. This is not a cold detachment. It is the deepest tenderness to allow all things to arise and fall without needing to hold, reject, or control. It is presence, meeting life with complete trust. O Shariputra, right in this very moment, in this signlessness, there is no form, no feeling, no perception, no formation, no consciousness, no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, no object of mind, no realm of sight, up to no realm of mind consciousness, no ignorance, and also no ending of ignorance, no aging and death, and no end to aging and death, no suffering, no origin of suffering, no cessation, no path, no wisdom, and no attainment. This is not denial. It is a profound release, not a rejection of life, but a quiet seeing of what remains when there is no longer a self clinging to every thought, sense, and form. Therefore, Shariputra, this is not a conclusion. It is a shift, an energetic turning point. The sutra begins to gently take everything away, not to destroy, but to reveal. What does it reveal? That when nothing is held, nothing can hold you. When nothing is claimed, nothing can harm you. Imagine anxiety arising. The breath shortens, the heart races, the thoughts spiral. You say, I am anxious. But pause. Who is anxious? Can you find the owner? Or is it just energy moving through a field of awareness? This is what the sutra points to, that even these fundamental building blocks of body, mind, and knowing are not yours. They arise, they dissolve, within a field that was never separate from freedom, just like peeling an onion. I am this body, peel. I am these feelings, peel. I am the one who understands, peel again, until there is nothing left to grasp. And when there is nothing to grasp, there is nothing to fear. No eye, no ear, no nose. The 6 sense bases, the doors through which we perceive. But they are not the problem. Grasping is. You hear someone laugh. The mind says, they're laughing at me. But slow down. Sound arose. A story followed. Then emotion. Then contraction. Was there truly an insult? Or just vibration, interpreted as personal? No sound, no smell. Sense objects arise, and we grasp, we cling, we suffer. You smell warm bread, you crave it. But what if you simply let it be? No clinging, no chase, just presence. No realm of sight, up to no realm of mind consciousness. Even awareness is not something you own. It arises when conditions meet. It vanishes when they pass. No center, no controller, just wind through space. A bird sings. You hear. You are aware. But did you create it? No. It simply happened. Like breath, like wind, like a ripple in water. No ignorance and no ending of ignorance. Even the seeker and the awakened one, both dissolve. Enlightenment is not something you reach. It is what remains when the dream of separation ends. No badge to wear, no self to awaken, only the clarity of what has always been. No aging and death, and no end to aging and death. Yes, forms dissolve. But are you the form? Are you the skin, the bone, the breath? A candle burns, the wax melts, the light dances, but were you ever the flame, or the light itself? Birth is condensation, death is release. Only ego fears what is natural. Let go of the one who fears, and fear dissolves. No suffering, no origin, no cessation, no path. Even the Four Noble Truths are a raft, You don't carry the raft after crossing. You don't worship the map when you're in the open field. Let life unfold without holding on. Let the path disappear. No wisdom and no attainment. This is the final surrender. Wisdom is not collected. It is revealed. Attainment belongs to the one still seeking. When seeking ends, only presence remains. Not the end of the path, but the end of the belief that there was ever a path. And you are already home. When no one carries the body is light. When no one owns the mind is at peace. When no one seeks liberation, freedom is already here. O Shariputra, right in this very moment, in this signlessness, there is no form, no feeling, no perception, no formation, no consciousness, no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, no object of mind, no realm of sight up to no realm of mind consciousness, no ignorance and also no ending of ignorance, no aging and death, and no end to aging and death, no suffering, no origin of suffering, no cessation, no path, no wisdom, and no attainment. Therefore, the awakened being, relying upon Prajñā Pāramitā, naturally manifests in suchness. The mind is without hindrance. Because there is no hindrance, there is no fear. Far beyond all delusion, they dwell in nirvana. All Buddhas of the 3 times fully abide in Prajñā Pāramitā and attain supreme, perfect enlightenment. Relying upon Prajñā Pāramitā means this: you no longer live from habit, reaction, or personal effort. You rest in the natural wisdom of spacious awareness, the space that doesn't need to understand, but simply sees. This isn't philosophical wisdom. It's energetic alignment with what is already whole. Simple example. Think of a time when you were completely present, watching the sun rise, listening to rain, holding someone you love in silence. In those moments, you weren't trying to be spiritual. You weren't trying to let go. You just were, fully, quietly, openly. That's prajna in action. That's awareness, not from effort, but from presence, naturally manifests in suchness. This doesn't mean passivity or numbness. It means no resistance. You no longer try to become peaceful. Peace is what remains when you stop interfering, like water flowing downhill, like wind brushing your skin. It moves because it's free. You're not trying to be awake. You're simply not clinging to what covers awakening. Energetically, when you no longer resist sorrow or chase bliss, your energy field softens. Tension dissolves. Everything begins to move as one open rhythm. No inner blocks. No tight center trying to control. This is the unobstructed mind. Because there is no hindrance, there is no fear. Fear is a contraction, a tightening of energy around a false center. We fear loss, failure, rejection, but only when there's a me to protect. When that me is seen through, what's left to fear? Just life, unfolding. No need to armor the heart. No need to prepare for pain. Because there's nothing to lose. They dwell in nirvana. This isn't a distant state. It's not the end of a path. It's the stillness that's always been here. When striving ends, when grasping stops, when you no longer stand apart from what is, you don't enter nirvana. You remember it. It's the gentle, boundless space that was never born and never goes away. So this is the fruit of Prajñā Pāramitā, not becoming anything, but shedding everything that is not real. No self, no struggle, no fear, just presence, just light, just the silent wisdom of a heart that no longer clings. All Buddhas, past, present, and future, did not awaken through effort, striving, or becoming more. They awakened by fully resting in Prajñā Pāramitā, the pure seeing of things as they are, without distortion, without grasping. They did not achieve enlightenment. They dissolved into it, by letting go of everything that wasn't true, not through becoming more, but through becoming no one. In that empty clarity, the light of awareness shines on its own. No self behind it, no seeker in front of it, just presence, resting in presence. And that is what is called supreme, perfect enlightenment, not a destination to reach, but the natural unfolding of what has always been here, once nothing is clung to. Therefore, know this. Prajñā Pāramitā is the great wisdom, the wisdom of full awakening, the unsurpassed wisdom, the peerless wisdom, transcending all delusion and suffering, true and never false. Therefore, know this. Not knowledge to collect, not a thought to grasp, but an opening, a shift in the whole field of being. This knowing is not from study. It is the remembrance of what has never been apart from you. Prajñā Pāramitā is not brilliance, not sharpness of thought, not clever insight. It is the absence of identity in seeing, the end of resistance in knowing. This is the wisdom of great awakening, the seeing that has no center, no possessor, no commentary. It appears when everything is let go of. It abides nowhere, but illuminates everything. This wisdom is unsurpassed because there is no higher state than the freedom from clinging. There is no peak, only depth, only the vast openness of a mind that no longer contracts. Energetically, this wisdom is not a vibration that comes and goes. It is the silence that all vibrations arise from. It does not move, but allows all movement. It is the still core from which waves of perception emerge and return. It is not found in effort. It is uncovered in rest. This wisdom is peerless because it belongs to no one. It cannot be taught. It cannot be owned. It can only be dissolved into. In this silent knowing, delusion unravels on its own. Suffering lets go without force. The seeker disappears into the seen. This is not the end of pain, but the end of ownership over pain. Not an escape from life, but the soft gaze that sees life as it truly is. So Prajñā Pāramitā is called true and never false because it does not depend on mind, on mood, on striving, or time. It does not flicker. It does not shift. It is always here, but only reveals itself when no one is looking. This is the wisdom of awareness itself, clear without grasping, shining without pushing, resting without retreating, silent, yet full of life, soft as breath, yet deep as sky. Thus, the teaching of Prajñā Pāramitā is the direct revelation of ultimate reality. Gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhisvaha. Here ends the essence of Prajñā Pāramitā. At the very end of the Heart Sutra, there is no teaching left, no seeker remaining, no path to follow, only a gentle dissolving, a soft returning, a breath without effort. The mantra appears, not to explain, but to carry the final thread back into silence. It is not for chanting. It is not a ritual. It is the vibration of surrender. A current so subtle and deep that it unravels the final knot of becoming. Thus, the teaching of Prajna is the direct revelation of ultimate reality. Not a truth to be reached, but a seeing so quiet, so complete, that it needs no words. All seeking ends here, because the one who was seeking has vanished into what is. Gate, Gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhisvaha. Gate, gone. Gone from form, gone from concepts, gone from identity. Gate, gone again. Gone from effort, gone from needing, gone from the grip of self. Paragate, gone beyond. Beyond comparison, beyond inside and outside, beyond the veil of me. Parasamgate, fully gone beyond. Beyond the one who held the story of pain. Beyond even the idea of beyond. Bodhi, awakening, not as attainment, but as natural radiance. Awareness that no longer holds anything. Svaha, it is offered. It is complete. It is surrendered. No arrival, because there was never a distance. No end, because there was never a separate path. This is not the end of a journey. It is the end of the illusion that there ever was one. And so, the Heart Sutra closes, not with a concept, but with vanishing. Not with explanation, but with boundless quiet. No grasping, no trying, no identity left to carry. Just stillness, just space, just the pure openness that has always been here. You are not the one who sees the light. You are the light itself. You are not moving through space. You are the space. You are already home. With deepest reverence, I bow to the triple gem, to all Buddhas of the 10 directions, to the Bodhisattvas, to the noble Sangha, who have shown the way back to the pure, silent nature within us all. I offer heartfelt gratitude to Zen Master Teach Tue Hai, whose presence transmits more than words ever could, a living field of prajna, clear, empty, loving. His way of teaching is not from the mind, but from the silence within all things. I honor all awakened teachers, all ancestral masters who have kept this lamp of wisdom lit, not through preaching, but through the quiet surrender of self from generation to generation. May this offering dissolve as breath, not to be kept, but to be lived, to be remembered in stillness, in presence, in the gentle unfolding of this very moment. If something here touched you, you are welcome to remain with us, in this field of silent wisdom and a healing presence.